Gentlemen, welcome back to the workshop. Sorry it's been a while. Things have been really weird. Well, weird in a good way. Physical ailment with my leg. I apologize. Blew another ulcer. I was actually bedridden there for about a week. I didn't go sepsis or anything this time. So, all it was, I'm just nursing a big hole in my leg. We are improving. We are better. I can get up and walk around a little bit now without the doctor getting too pissed off at me. And had another big order of fluid injectors I had to make. It was kind of funny. I talked to Kurt, the guy at Holy Smokes, Sunday, because we're working out a deal for a smoke stick for turbine engines. And he says, you might want to think about go ahead and making another 50 injectors, because I only got like 10 sets left. And might want to get material ordered and all that good stuff. Well, I got started on it, just piddling with it here and there, you know, not really getting any huge rush because I'm not even really supposed to be on my feet, but I was. Anyway, got to make some money. So, Tuesday, or actually I got released to go back to work yesterday, as a matter of fact, which was Wednesday. Got released. The doctor saw me Monday. He released me to go back to work on Wednesday. Tuesday had new bandaging going on, so we're kind of giving it a trial run. So I come out here in the shop, spent half a day working, and got everything roughed out, and just kind of leaning the way towards assembly. And I go back in the house, I pour a cup of coffee, and sit down. Kurt calls again. He goes, so I know I told you not to worry about too big of a hurry. I've only got 2 sets left, and I need some just as soon as you can get them to me. So the heat was on. And I got them done. I just got back home from the post office, sending them. And so I planned on shooting a video yesterday. It didn't work because it was a day full of production and getting those things assembled into the post office and out of here. And also sent him a sample for a smoke stick with my design for to use with turbine engines. So I'm interested to see how that pans out, and if so, that'll be a product I'll be adding to the product line. And I also have another one of a 90-degree smoke injector I'll be adding to the product line. Well, that's enough yakking. You guys are here to look at the dreaded Z-bend that so many people hate. I get it. I understand why, because once you bend your control rod, it's there. I mean, that's it. It's either there or you're going to have to redo it or find another plan. And another option that people tend to go with is those little Dubro quick connects. There's nothing wrong with them. But really all those were designed for was like a servo saver. You use them on your throttle servo. And like if you have a tricycle gear with a steerable nose wheel, you'll use one on that for the simple fact if you crash and rip the firewall out of your airplane, it'll let loose and let your firewall go free hopefully without stripping your servo. People tend to use them all the way around. Not that there's particularly anything wrong with that, but you got to look at the possibility of that screw in the top of it backing out. What if that happens in flight? You lose control of your airplane. So really, the best thing to do is just go with a trusty Z-bend. And I figured out a way to do that. And get it really close, and we can adjust our clevises on the control surface to get it where we need it to. So this is going to be kind of funky because I've got the airplane upside down in my airplane cradle I got from Foam Flight. It's a pretty neat little device, but just camera positioning is going to be really interesting. So I'm going to flip the camera around, and I'm going to try to get the best position I can for you guys to see what I'm doing. And let's get to work. All right, here we are. Okay, so what we have here, we have our nyrod right here, okay? And you can see it move right there. Well, maybe not, okay. That's our nyrod. That's what's controlling the elevator. So first things first, as in the last video we saw where we made our connection at the control horn on the surface. So at this point, I'm going to get my elevator straight, okay? And it doesn't hurt to get a little piece of tape and put on it to kind of help hold. I've got electrical tape right here, and that's handy. So just going to put that on there to kind of help keep from moving. Okay, now you can tell we have a whole lot of excess laser rod there, and we need to cut it off. So what are we going to do? How much are we going to take off? Well, this is our control rod. We got plenty of it. Okay, we have a threaded end and a non-threaded end. We're going to insert the threaded end into the nye rod. So since there's plenty of it, I'm just going to cut it off here with my side cutters, where I did for the rudder. That way they just kind of match. It looks better. Now, a lot of people have a problem with this because it's a pain in the butt to put in there and screw into place. So what we'll do, you can put it in a drill chuck, in your cordless drill, and use that to screw it in. Yeah, see, like that. Now we're just going to take the threaded end and put it in there and screw it in. Let's see if I can do this with the camera in the way. And get it into the hole. Ain't got no hair around it. And then we're just going to ease it on in there. We want to bury the threads is what we want to do. And we started to twist. And what we should do is get a pair of pliers. But I just don't have any. Super grip on the fingers. Now, see what we did? We wound up going up on our control horn back there in the back. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and unchuck it. And we don't have our threads buried, but we do have well over half that's acceptable. So what I'm going to do, now see, we still have way too much control rod hanging out here. So I'm just going to cut it off to where we can get down inside there and work. Alright. Now we have our control rod right here. Now our servo is set center with the radio. Okay. So that is where that servo arm needs to be. Now where do we set up? I always like to set up about the third hole out. Now you're not going to get much movement here, but you're going to get higher resolution. The further you move out, the more movement you're going to get, but you're going to get less resolution. So you got to remember that. So about the third hole out is where I'm going to put it. And I'm going to take my Sharpie marker and I'm going to mark it right there where that servo hole is. I don't know. Yeah, you can see that. And then we're going to get the handiest tool known to mankind in the model aviation world. That's our Z-bend pliers. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to make a Z-bend. And what we want to do, we want to take that mark and line it up with this rib on the jaw. See that right there? That rib right there. And then when we squeeze the Z-bend into it, it's going to come out really close. So I'm lining it up with that mark. And then you're going to squeeze that Z-bend in there. Okay. Now see how it lined it up? There we go. Now if it comes out a little cockeyed, that's okay. So there we go. Alright. Now what we can do here, we're just going to take this last little bit and then we're going to cut that off. Like that. Now we have our Z-bend. You can come back with pliers and straighten that out if you want to. That's going to be fine for what we're doing. So another little thing we can do, this control rod is going to be bigger than the hole we're going to stick it in, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a lighter, I'm going to heat a section of this up that we cut off. I'm just going to heat it up, get it good and warm. You can come back with a drill bit too and drill it out to the proper size. And get that good and hot. I mean, see. Kind of like when you was little and you'd get a splinter and your mom would take a sewing needle or something and heat it up and then dig it out. Sometimes I think she did that just to be mean. And then while it's hot, line it up and poke it through just like that. Now our control rod will fit. Boom, just like that. And now we can take our screwdriver let me get the proper size, because that causes problems if you don't use the right size. Sometimes you can make it work, and other times you can't. And it's just never a good idea to strip a screw, regardless. And of course, can't find what I'm looking for, so I'm going to try this one. There we go. Now, see, I tried to do that without moving the location of the servo. So we'll just pop that arm off. And then make sure bottom side's pointing towards the front of the airplane. We'll slide that on there, make the little hook. Surface is still flat. Pop that on there. And boom, you're in business. You got a Z-bend that's going to work, and it's going to control everything. And everything is real close to straight. Alright, that's our Z-bend. That's all there is to it. It's not as scary as what everybody makes it out to be. You'll do just fine. And if you do get it off just a little bit, you have adjustment in your clevis, and we'll go over that later before we fly it. What I'm going to do off camera, I'm going to reinstall the motor, get the carburetor put back together, get it back on the motor, and when I get it running, when I get it all ready to start up on its own like we're ready to fly, we'll make a video over nitro engine break-in. We're going to marry the two together on the 4-star and on how to break in your nitro engine. So we'll get that done off camera, and then our next video back will be nitro break-in. And then hopefully after that, a test flight. Looking forward to it. Thanks for watching, guys.